HBO, live from a bull ring in Tijuana. Super bantamweight superstar Junior Jones takes on unbeaten world champion Eric Morales in his hometown. There's also a featherweight war between Cesar Soto and Carlos Rios next.
In an unprecedented live TV event hosted by Larry King.
Let's go!
The ER cast will take live phone calls to answer your questions about the real dramas behind TV's most gripping hour.
Here we go, move him!
Watch the exclusive TNT special, Larry King Meets ER, live, next on TNT.
I'm Larry King. We're about to go into a unique television world. Stage 11, Warner Brothers, Burbank, California. Home to the hit series ER. You can watch ER on TNT every night, Monday through Friday at 7 p.m. Eastern and Pacific. The doctor leads the way. Through this door, we pass into the annals of television history. One of the most successful shows ever done. ER, about an emergency room in Chicago. This is the set, and you're going to meet the entire cast. Not only that, you're going to be able to call in and talk to them. Yes, it's ER, live on TNT. If you don't know the cast of ER, you must have spent the past few years in a coma.
Somebody physically go up to the OB and drag somebody down here.
Dr. Mark Green was ER's chief resident when audiences first met him. Now he's the senior attending physician.
Grab a cesarean tray, run.
He's played by Anthony Edwards.
All right, let's go. Let's red tag him to trauma 2.
Dr. Doug Ross is a pediatrician whose bedside manner appeals to grown women as well as little children. Ross is sometimes a heel, sometimes a hero.
Wales County, tell me to turn off. Tell them we're going to need a crash cart on the roof now.
He's portrayed by George Clooney.
Now, when I call up the patients, then give me their diagnosis.
No doubt about it. Removing Dr. Peter Benton's ego would be a major operation. A dedicated surgeon, Benton is played by Eric LaSalle.
Okay, this isn't gonna hurt at all.
Dr. John Carter showed up for his internship looking younger than Doogie Howser. But he's matured.
All contaminated patients and staff go to the ambulance bay right now.
Carter is portrayed by Noah Wyle. Registered nurse Carol Hathaway wasn't supposed to survive ER's pilot.
My God, it is Hathaway.
But this compassionate, complicated character earned a second chance at life.
She's crowning!
Taking the role, Juliana Margulies. Jeannie Boulet is a hardworking, hands-on physician's assistant. She's also a woman living with HIV.
What was I supposed to do?
Walk away.
He would have died.
That's the risk you assume for your patients when you continue to work here with HIV.
The actress, Gloria Rubin.
Go to the OR. They can explore this guy up there.
Dr. Kerry Weaver followed Mark Green as ER's chief resident, and she's now chief of emergency services. Laura Innes plays Dr. Weaver.
Wait, I need pre-op labs, I need x-ray, and I need to get him cleaned enough for the OR.
Dr. Elizabeth Corday is a fairly recent addition to the ER scene. She's a surgeon from Britain. She's portrayed by Alex Kingston. Finally, the newest member of the team.
He was a firefighter?
He is a firefighter.
Third-year medical student Lucy Knight. The young but very experienced Kelly Martin. That's a look at the outstanding cast of ER. And they are all here. We welcome you to Larry King Meets ER. We are on the set of one of the most honored dramas around. Here with me, live members of the show's outstanding cast: Anthony Edwards, George Clooney, Eric LaSalle, Noah Wyle, Juliana Margulies, Gloria Rubin, Laura Innes, Alex Kingston, and Kelly Martin. We'll be taking your phone calls to them very shortly. The number will be flashing on the screen. We'll be showing you all around this fabulous set and interviewing each of them and taking calls as well. Hope you enjoy the next 90 minutes. Eric, toughest part about working in a series like this?
George Clooney.
Would everyone agree? He makes it. No, when you all right, Juliana, since Eric wants to leave that alone. No, what's the toughest part about a series that's as intense as this one?
Coming to work every day and trying to keep it fresh and exciting and not getting run over by gurneys when you're going down the hallway. Probably for me, that's the toughest. Just maintaining this incredible ensemble cast and keeping the choreography going.
What's the toughest for you, Noah?
I think that sort of hits the nail on the head, is just juggling all the different people that are involved in making the show every week. I mean, you've got 40 patients and 30 gurneys and, 20 doctors running around, all seemingly perfectly choreographed.
How about the lines, Anthony, when you got all these medical terms? Is that the same as learning any other kind of copy?
Well, we always talk about it's kind of like doing a musical, because you have to not only act, but you have to sing and dance. And for us, the singing is the technical dialogue, which is a whole other language for most of us who studied acting in school as opposed to medicine. And then the dance is really the choreography of the physicalness of the medicine is a real challenge. And we have 2 ER docs and real trauma nurses with us all the time. And when you finish a scene, you look at them and they want it right.
Laura, do you feel as Laura, not as Carrie, that you're in a hospital?
It's kind of like, there are times, we did a thing last week that was a very graphic cracking of the chest. And there are these times when you get into kind of a rhythm of doing a scene and doing the show, and especially with the oneers where we don't stop, where you have almost this feeling like you can, the smell and feel and temperature of being in a hospital, Those are kind of fun moments when you forget to act because you're so busy trying to do your job.
We kidded at the beginning, Eric, but seriously, do you ever think, I'm a doctor?
No.
Thank God.
Let me rephrase that. Hell no.
You wouldn't want to be a doctor in a million years.
I used to, actually, when I was a kid, I used to want to be a doctor, and this show just showed me. I mean, I definitely wouldn't have what it takes. I think that, the hardest thing for me is. We made an agreement when we did the pilot that we would really try to depict the people that we play as honestly as possible. And I think that, this profession, up until 5 years ago, people really didn't know what it was. And I think that, that commitment from the actors and the producers and writers is that, we want to make this thing as realistic as possible.
What's the toughest for you, Alex?
I think to appear convincing, actually, specifically when we're doing operations, because I suppose the part of me thinks inside that nobody's really going to believe that I would be that qualified, and so
lack of self-esteem.
Lack of self-esteem, yeah. But for me, I think it's the toughest, trying to get people to believe that I could actually perform an operation.
George, toughest. What's the toughest part?
Toughest part of, I don't know, I think just, well, for me, it's always the dialogue, because I have it written all over every patient that comes through. So
you do the Brando bit, it's written on the back?
Oh, yeah, I'd write it on Brando if he can just read it.
You have a lot of material.
I have it written on it. Trust me.
No, what I mean is, what about if you have a tough time with dialogue, isn't it tougher when you have to use so many terms that are basically you don't see in any other school?
Well, yeah, because you're learning Latin, basically, is what we're doing. Yeah, that's part of the trick. And the other trick is that when Tony was talking about the choreography that we do, we have to, not only do we have to pretend to be doctors, and you have to do it with confidence, when you do all your stuff, but you also can't hurt anybody like a real doctor would. So when we're doing chest compressions, you actually have to make it look like you're really compressing someone's chest. So we're also little Doug Hennings in us, too. There's a little bit of being a magician. You have to hide tubes under your sleeve and pull them out when the camera comes from. So we do a little bit of everything.
Gloria, what's the toughest for you?
I think the toughest thing for me is not looking like I'm going to toss my cookies when I am, for some reason, if I'm in a trauma room. The other day, or a couple of weeks ago, when we were pulling back one of the blankets, and there was a dummy there with, some fake blood on him, and my knees went weak. I mean, I know for sure that I could never do this for real, because I'm just
Could anyone here work in a hospital for real?
No.
I could. You could, Alex could.
I could.
Is it tough Kelly being the new guy on the block?
I think the anticipation of coming onto this show was really tough and really scary. And
A lot of pressure.
yeah, the first read-through, I walked up kind of like at a really slow pace, and then George came up and said, "Hey, I'm George," and I went, "Oh, good. This is going to be fine. This is going to be fine." I think the toughest part for me being on this show is not running into the Steadicam. I always seem to bump into the Steadicam and have to end up cutting the shot.
Do you like, Noah, ensemble acting? I mean, where some weeks we'll see a lot of you, and some weeks we won't.
Especially when you're doing a series like this, it balances the workload a lot better having an ensemble cast, where some weeks you're heavily, prevalent, and other weeks you're not. It sort of bounces around nicely, so that you find some weeks where you have a couple days off and can maintain some semblance of a life.
And scripts, Juliana, do you ever say, let's say this, you're given something that you're not comfortable with. Are the writers open to your saying?
They're very open.
They are.
I mean, they encourage you to try and read the script before you actually get on set. And,
unlike George.
No. That wasn't to George. It's actually it's hard because a lot of times the scripts, they're trying to make the scripts come out a week before we shoot them, but sometimes they get backed up also. So it's really important to try and read the scripts when you get it, and they're very open to us saying, you know what, I don't think my character would do this.
Are you surprised, Tony, at the success of the art? And this for all of you, you can kick it around. Did you ever expect it would be a Peabody winner? It would be sold for millions of dollars?
I don't think anybody could imagine this big of a success and the kind of phenomena that the show's become. But I certainly knew when I read the script and when we did the pilot and I met all these people and the people who've joined the cast since, I knew that the quality was there and that we were making something really great. Whether or not that was going to be marketed by NBC and sold well and the writing keep it up, I didn't know, but I knew we had a really good shot. I felt good about that.
Had any of you ever worked together at all? In anything?
I think so. That's amazing, isn't it?
Yeah, I mean, with 9, you would think you'd have run into each other on a sitcom sometime.
Well, as the years go by, I'm sure, being that we keep getting more and more people.
Is this, well, I got to take a break, but I want to ask about the simpatico on the show, how important that is. George Clooney, Anthony Edwards, you're going to walk with me through the set when we come back, okay?
Great.
Okay. You're going to give us a tour. We'll be taking your calls soon. Don't go away. Stay with us.
Anthony Edwards and George Clooney give Larry a tour of the set when we return with Larry King Meets ER, live on TNT.
This TNT presentation is brought to you by Sears. Come see the many sides of Sears.
Remember pull-on pants with big elastic waists? Well, something truly stunning is taking their place. Prissy sweaters that still look good to me. And those old work clothes ain't what they used to be. Take another look. Surprise, surprise. There's so much more. What a birthday price. Take another look. Look with new eyes. Come see the softer side of Sears. Take another
Excuse me? Yeah? That's a Sony Handycam, isn't it? Yeah. You can record for 12 hours with that, can't you? Yeah. Why would anyone want to record for 12 hours?
Why? So you don't miss anything.
Oh. Oh, yeah, they're hilarious, aren't they? Yeah.
Record for up to 12 hours on one battery with a Sony Stamina Handycam camcorder. Get a free anorak jacket with a purchase of select Handycam camcorders.
We humans have a funny thing about work. We actually like it. And while we get much more out of work than a paycheck, the paycheck feels pretty good too. That's why there's Provident Income Protection. If you're ever sick or hurt and can't work, the money keeps coming in, along with any help you need so you can get back to work. If you really want to call it that. Provident.
You see, David, I feel your feelings betray a feeling I felt about your feelings. And I felt our feelings had grown beyond feeling this way. What you felt...
Let's face it, you're not always clear on a cellular phone.
Beginning to feel differently.
But now there's Sprint PCS, the only nationwide all-digital network for a new level of clarity.
I'm going to Mexico with Brad.
Sprint PCS.
It's only for 2 weeks.
Now, Sprint PCS is just a dime anytime, including long distance.
all-new Mitsubishi Galant. Totally new styling, nicely equipped at $17,990.
Tuesday night, the boxing world turns to TNT. Angel Man Freddy, knockout winner in 15 of his last 17 fights. See him defend his super featherweight title against John Brown. Then, lightweight champion Sugar Shane Mosley, 28-0 with 26 knockouts. The battle with #1 contender Eduardo Morales. Watch Kevin Harlan, Evander Holyfield, and Sugar Ray Leonard. TNT title night, live from Madison Square Garden. Be there, Tuesday night at 9.
The best show on television.
Early Wine Auctioneers are auctioning off the remaining stock of the former George Seeley's Furniture Company in Glendale. Everything will be sold with no minimum bids. All living rooms, dining rooms, bedrooms, tables and lamps, nothing held back. This auction starts Saturday, September 19th at 1 p.m., Sunday, September 20th at 1 p.m., and Monday, September 21st at 6 p.m. Open for inspection 1 hour prior to each auction. Visa and MasterCard accepted. George Seeley Furniture on the corner of Brand Boulevard and San Fernando Road in Glendale. Remember, there are no minimum bids.
It's the Home Base Birthday Celebration, your chance to get base buys throughout the store. Get a $50 instant rebate when you buy 6 cases of durable Bruce Traffic Zone laminate flooring. The Home Base Birthday Celebration ends soon, so hurry in today. Go to the base, Home Base. It's the Home Base Birthday Celebration, your chance to get base buys throughout the store. Dutch Boy Dirt Fighter interior semi-gloss paint, usually $15.99, is just $14.99. The Home Base Birthday Celebration ends soon, so hurry in today. Go to the base, Home Base.
It's ER, live on TNT.
Welcome back, and we are live at Stage 11, Warner Brothers, Burbank, California, with the cast of ER. Talk about realistic. It's hard to tell the difference between this ER and the real ER, even down to the tiniest detail. Take a look.
37-year-old man in respiratory distress. Neighbor here says he was diagnosed with esophageal cancer 6 months ago.
There are a lot of reasons why ER looks different from most other TV shows. One of them, the sets.
This is where the real action.
On ER, the critical hospital sets have 4 hard walls and closed ceilings. Sure, it makes shooting more complicated, but it adds to the mood. Most of the show's permanent sets are packed into Stage 11 at Warner Brothers. Permanent sets include the ambulance entrance, the main hallway, the admissions desk, the waiting room, the doctor's lounge, and of course the treatment and trauma rooms.
On 3. 1, 2, 3.
Sure, things get tight on Stage 11, with the cast and production staff working elbow to elbow 12 hours a day.
And up. Oh, God, yeah, right there. I was so tense talking to admin.
But the result is an up-close, you-are-there TV experience.
And cut.
Cut.
We're in, this is your place, right?
So this is the Peds ER.
Yeah, this is your baby.
This is my, my dinosaur table.
For George to do the show this year, that he had to have his own room.
I wanted my own room and my own dinosaur table.
How much of this stuff, that liquid, is real? These Lamaze outfits, everything through this, is the teddy bear, the crib, the whole, what is it? This feels real.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it's all, I think pretty much most of it's real. Even the defibrillators are real.
Everything's real.
Yeah.
Well, yeah, they went to like great detail to just get every detail, down.
Who was their basis? Did they have a base hospital?
We shot the pilot in a hospital downtown L.A.
Oh, you did?
Yeah, down in the basement there, and we shot the pilot there. And then when we went to series, they built the set here and opened it up a little bit, made our hallways a little bit bigger, and got us.
And it's obviously made to look county hospital, right? This is not Cedars-Sinai.
This is a real working teaching hospital.
It's a little like Cook County. I think you want to lost your thing here, Tone. Come here. I'm gonna hook him up.
Oh.
Did he lose his mic?
He lost his microphone.
See, now what would you... If you were taping, it would be you'd do it over again.
Right, exactly. But since we're live, look, I can hook it right back up.
I can hold it if you'd like.
No, let it...
This is our main hallway.
Right here.
Which...
We're going to go in the trauma room later. I know there's one over there.
Yeah, there's a trauma room down there.
We fly down here. Most of what we're missing here now is about 60 extras.
Who'd be running around.
Back and forth.
So if we were doing a scene here now and we're rushing, we're not going to rush, but if we're moving right along, there would be the handheld guided people behind you.
Right, boom operator. How about the Juliana Margulies hitting this?
Bang.
Like,
ow!
Oh, you
damn it! How about the choreography of it's almost dance choreography of people not running into each other, right?
It has to be. That's where it has to be all worked out first. The rehearsal is really important.
Really important. We got we did a quick X-ray of you too, Larry. We wanted to show you.
That's funny.
It's good look. Yeah.
That's good luck. Yeah.
We're gonna have to.
He really never takes them off.
They just never comes
What's
off.
the diagnosis?
Just never comes off.
The feeling of reality helps the actors.
Yes.
Well, in fact, part of this, you know, we were talking about one of the toughest things of the show. I'll show you. Is when you're doing the show, when a patient comes in, is getting the gloves on in a scene.
So what you're doing is you have to do your dialogue, hearing the bullet and everything, pushing your gurney, and getting your gloves on.
Chewing gum and tapping your head.
Here, hang on to these.
So we thought we'd all.
So
do
we'll all
together.
give it a shot, and you'll see how.
We'll just
good
keep
you are.
talking.
No, I keep okay.
And we'll get
and
our
action. Get your gloves on.
Putting on the gloves and asking questions.
It's very important.
Where's the thumb?
As you're talking, just getting the gloves
The
on.
scene's almost over now, Larry.
We're done.
I have nothing to say because I can't get the glove on.
And you're worried about the gloves.
Yeah, you're really.
Forget how tough the dialogue is.
And this is to be honest, right?
Yeah.
I mean, you got to do it this way.
That's a good look there. I'd want you working on me.
5 years. All we can really work on is getting the gloves.
Whoa!
Yeah, this is our. That's a real ambulance.
This is our ambulance entrance.
This is a real power-driven, motored ambulance.
Oh yeah. It's the real thing.
And
this is used all the time for incoming.
Right, and on the back lot we have our exterior, which matches this, so we can do real drive-ups in rain and snow and all of that good stuff, and then we'll come in here and we'll pick up the scene and then burst in through here as if it's all continuous.
A shoot takes how long? A show to complete a show? One episode.
8 days plus a few hours or a couple of scenes we'll shoot in Chicago.
Yeah,
So
we'll go to Chicago 4 times a year for some exteriors, but we're doing 8 days to do an episode, and our scripts are 84 pages long, so we're doing about 10 pages a day.
Yeah, we're doing an average of 10 pages a day, which is a lot.
Well, when do you
Unless you're doing a
rehearse?
soap.
Right before you shoot.
Yeah. Right now, we just finished our rehearsal.
In other words, you rehearse shoot.
Yeah.
Rehearse shoot, and it's all pre-lit. The set is so three-dimensional, we can really go around 360 all around. So as quickly as we can block it and work out the technical stuff and everybody getting hair and makeup and through, we're shooting.
Did you show the hands off? He still has it. Yeah.
I can't get them off. If you shoot out of sync, too, I mean, by out of sync, I mean you shoot the ending scene first?
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, always.
And then we end up back here at the admit desk where all our friends,
our friends are. Hi, guys.
I can't get them off.
You guys see? Look, guys, Larry's here.
Larry's back. Hi, guys. All right, Juliana, do you bump into that a lot?
Okay.
I'm Gloria.
Gloria.
Help you get this off. Yeah, there.
Because I was fixated on you with the gloves.
Of course you were.
Juliana, do you bump into that a lot?
I have a tendency to bump into things. Yeah, but I really think I've come to realize. Don't look. I think it's because.
Why are you laughing?
I'm always somehow on the side of the gurney. Like the guys lead the front of the gurney. Doctors always are on the front or the back, and I'm always on the side because I'm a nurse, and I think that's why I end up bumping into
the
everything.
doorways are just a little bit too.
Now, you are all pretty young. Have any of you been hospitalized?
Sure.
I have, yeah.
You have? George?
Yeah.
All right. Well, for whatever, I don't have to know what it was, but if you want to tell me.
Yeah,
Well, I had a little cosmetic enlargement thing done. I don't want to talk about it right now.
You were part of that study?
Yeah.
How close is this to what you experienced?
Pretty close. It's pretty
Because it is
accurate.
to me. I've been, I had heart surgery and I feel like I'm in a hospital.
I remember I dislocated my shoulder once, and actually it was just before we started the show, and I remember going into the ER, and one of the things that's so disorienting is you never know who anybody is. You never know who the doctor is, or the nurse, or the new guy who's trying to get an IV in and sticking you 10 times. And it's very, I think that was a real challenge for everybody at the beginning, is it's very, the people who work here, it's really their jungle gym, but for us, it was so alien.
Do you like your character, Eric?
I love my character.
You like him?
I love him.
Does anybody here not
The rest of
like
us
their
don't like
character? No, it's fine. You don't have to like. Or do you have to like? Does anyone not like their character? Wouldn't want to be that person.
Oh, I wouldn't want to be Lucy.
You would
Keep
not.
screwing up. No, she can't do anything right. I definitely wouldn't want to be her, but she's funny. I like her.
Now, Laura, you have the cane, right?
Yes. Yes.
And you have a cane in real life, right?
No.
Boy, you could have fooled me.
No, I don't.
She just has a husband.
Ball and chain.
That's a prop and no cane.
No, my character has a disability, but I do not in real life.
All right.
No. And
Now, does that make it any different to play that?
Yeah, I think it makes it a lot different, especially when I got the job and did sort of research for the part. It was a very, this whole new world opened up to me. And I felt like one of the responsibilities that I had was to sort of educate myself about disability and what that's like and the accuracy of doing what I do on the show. But also, what amazes me is that when people learn that I'm not actually disabled, sometimes they say, oh, thank God you're not actually, which to me seems like an odd response, because would that be so horrible? And my hope is, and I've said this before a million times, but I really do hope that it's the kind of thing that people become accustomed to and it's not such a big deal.
Like soap operas, do people start treating you as doctors, Noah? Will somebody pass you on the street and look at you as a doctor?
I don't know if it's a convenient way of making an introduction or if they're actually serious, but I've met a few people who think that we've all had some form of medical training, at least.
To do what you're doing.
To do what we do. Yeah.
We're going to start including phone calls. You're a big part of this program. Let's take one right now from Louisville, Kentucky. Hello.
All right.
Hi.
Hi.
My name is Cheryl, and I'd like to ask a question from Anthony Edwards.
Go ahead.
My question is, of the things that you've learned on ER, is there anything that you've used in real life?
Yeah, actually, there's a thing called nursemaid's elbow that happens when you hold a kid's arm up, and in some kids, it kind of dislocates their elbow a little bit. And because we'd had that on the show, when it happened to my son, I was able to do it, where you rotate the wrist out and close it, and it stopped him from having pain, so I felt
very
good
cool.
about it.
Anybody else use anything? Ever?
Well, our favorite story is the first season of the show. Before we even started to do the show, we were all dressed in our doctor's outfits, and we're over at the smokehouse across the street eating. And his son Bailey was a year old, not even a year old then. He was like 9 on a French fry, and he started to gag on it. And Tony, you know, was handling it perfectly. He's a father, but there's 4 or 5 of us in doctor's outfits, and no one had seen the show yet, so they didn't know who we were. And we're all looking around, going, "Somebody do something!" And we're all looking at us like, "You do something, idiot!"
Table full of 6 doctors. Panic.
Have they made you feel welcome, Kelly?
Incredibly
Really?
welcome.
I mean, you don't have to baloney, you know, so you got the job.
I'm not, I mean, I can't say enough about everyone here. The cast and the crew has been the finest I've ever worked with, and I've been doing this since I was 7, so that's saying a lot. I think that they're amazing. I know I look 12, but it's been so much fun, and I was so scared to come onto this show because I was a fan, and walking onto this set was scary and exciting, and everyone has made me feel incredibly welcome.
This is the 5th season. Right? The newest entry starts this Thursday, and TNT has all the reruns. How long is it going to run? How long are you committed to this show, Clooney?
I'm committed for another 3 seasons, including this one. So.
Well, let me get a break. We'll come right back and we'll find out how long, and we're going to get a lot of your phone calls. When we return, we're going to go to where the real action is. I'm dreading this a little. We'll take more of your calls, too. Don't go away.
A visit to the ER Trauma Room when we return with Larry King Meets ER, live on TNT.
For 97 years, GMC has designed trucks for people who drove them not because they were trendy, but because their lives depended on them. Heroes who measured a truck by its power and its determination. That heritage lives in the new Yukon Denali. A luxury SUV with a 255 horsepower V8. It meets the demands of professionals and the standards of history. The Yukon Denali by GMC.
This is my Puerto Rico. Come discover it and experience the sounds of 500 years of history. Enjoy the sounds of our beautiful beaches and incredible natural wonder. Come, feel the unique sounds of our people. Only Puerto Rico sounds like this. Only Puerto Rico puts it all within your reach.
You don't need to buy performance tires to ride with a winner. Now you can get 4 FR360 radios, Firestone's most popular passenger tire for just $99. All season, steel belted, great mileage from the new leader in Indy racing. The Firestone Winter Circle Tire Sale at 4 for $99. These tires are going fast.
For Chris Nielsen,
You've died, Chris.
life in this world is over.
I need Annie. When do I see her? Never see her.
But his journey through the next world
I can find her.
Your wife, love you strong,
Just get me there.
has just begun. Robin Williams, Cuba Gooding Jr., Annabella Sciorra.
It's about giving up.
What dreams may come. Rated PG-13. Starts Friday, October 2nd at theaters everywhere.
Clogged sinuses.
Pressure, pain.
I'll take something. Now I'm groggy, disconnected.
Medicine Head should have taken Sudafed.
Sudafed Sinus relieves pain and pressure without drowsiness. Sudafed for a clear head, not medicine head.
How do these monks eat all these gassy foods and still maintain their vow of silence? With Pinot, it has a natural food enzyme that helps stop gas before it starts. Pinot before, quiet after.
Why are you paying rent when you can own your own home? At Meadowgate, for as low as $925 move-in and total payments under $800 a month, you can own a luxurious 2 or 3 bedroom condo with 2 baths, balcony, or patio. This private gated community includes recreation areas, pools, spas, playground, and fitness center. Follow the signs for a new lifestyle. Enjoy it all at Meadowgate. Call 818-890-HOME to find out how you can qualify.
For one thing.
I'm talking to you. This is the man we've been waiting for, praying for. No one's ever been happy to see me.
When evil meets evil, the one who's left standing wins. Emilio Estevez, William Forsythe, Howie Long, Dollar for the Dead. See it for the first time anywhere. Sunday, October 11th at 8 p.m. on TNT, the best movie studio on television.
On the next ER, a not-so-happy new year for one doctor.
That man is dead.
But a new beginning for another. Monday night at 7 on TNT.
Return with Larry King meets ER, live on TNT.
Welcome back. We're at Stage 11, Warner Brothers in Burbank, California. We're at the cast of ER. You want to know what it's like inside this most intense of all series? Come on inside the trauma room.
Hit and run, no witnesses.
Watch for airway.
Note your availability of fresh whole blood.
Check your BP and respiration. It's trauma room time.
Okay, on my count. 1, 2, 3.
1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. Come on, boom, boom, boom. Here we go. Come here, sweetheart. Come here. Just squeeze my hand, okay? Squeeze. Good.
ER's trauma scenes are high octane, featuring dialogue that could put your tongue in traction.
Pulse ox is 89. Should I intubate?
With mass in his throat, we'd have to crike him. But I want these extraordinary measures if he has the DNR.
Cross-clamp the aorta. Stinsky. Where's Stinsky?
And rapid induction. First set, 3. IV push. Let's go.
Start 2 large bore IV, saline, wide open. Tighten cross for 10 units. Give me 4 units of O negative down there. Stat.
Some of the treatments look shockingly real. But the best props in the world would be nothing but set dressing without talented people to put them to use.
All intubating. Give me 7.5 ET tube, please.
We need a portable chest. 2 units in.
Please. All right, I'm gonna need the tube.
Is she breathing?
Yeah, I need a C-collar in the back door. No bowel sounds.
Can't wait for a CT.
Just don't let him die. We do this every day. He has a good chance.
There's drama in ER's trauma, and the performers who play it make it painfully believable. I tell you, this is eerie, but we're in one of the 2 trauma rooms at the emergency room at this fictitious in name-only hospital in Chicago. Acting in a room like this, do you have to get, Noah, the feeling that this person is real? I am a doctor.
Absolutely. In fact, you're standing in the head position. The doctor would stand at the head of the bed, or where
like
Julianne
this?
is standing.
I'd be the doctor in this.
And then you would assess the patient, go through the ABCs of emergency medicine, airway, breathing, circulation, and say if he wasn't breathing, you'd pull that cart in there. That's the intubation tray, which you see probably 3 or 4 times every show, which is where you put a tube down in someone's throat and artificially respirate them with an airbag.
And to be confident, you can't be frantic, right? So you have to be in control, because if you're frantic, they're going to get them more frantic.
Right. Now, if they're passed out, you can have a little frantic session, but...
Anything ever happen when you don't have dummies sitting here? You have
Actually...
All right, Eric, what did you do once?
We were in this it was a big, heavy-duty trauma.
Huge trauma.
And what did you do? There was a guy lying here, a real person. An actor.
An actor.
Yeah, and we were doing a procedure, and we have all these instruments with the clips, and they're variations of these with actual like pinpoints.
And they're real. It had very serious prongs.
And you know, I was just like in a zone, just going, and I ended up accidentally like piercing his nipple. You know,
I was up here bagging, and I heard this.
You know,
we're laughing now. We're truly sorry we hurt you. But
he's never been back, has he?
No.
I think Sherry sewed a drape to a guy's head once.
She did.
That wasn't in here, that was in the suture room.
Yeah.
Sewed a drape?
Yeah, they had a laceration like on a guy's head, and they put a blue drape around it, and she was supposed to stitch up the latex laceration, and she went too far and actually started sewing the drape to this guy's head. They got up and they pulled the drape off.
You know, when you watch the choreography and you watch this show and all the movement, isn't it amazing there aren't more accidents?
Yes.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
I would
you would
think
think bang, people banging together. How about when you did the live show?
Actually, you know, we rehearsed the live show like a play, and so, you know, we had 8 days of just rehearsal.
Yeah, that
so
was
actually, that was, ironically, the live show was probably one of the easier and, you know,
because she was treated like a play. Right, now, this is the famed things everyone.
Yeah,
this is the defibrillator, right?
Yeah,
that's piece of medical equipment that we all knew how to use before we started the show.
But
we all drove
actually, one time, though, George shocked himself.
Wait a minute.
He was joking around, and he went like this, and he didn't think it was on, and it was. And
what do I do with this now?
Just hit those buttons.
Hit the red button.
Well, I would put some gel on it, right? Okay. And then you would smear the gel a little bit, right? Okay, that's gel, Larry.
Okay.
Don't smear it. No. Okay, but you want to go. You got to put it
one goes
by the heart.
Sternum.
There, and one goes in here like this.
And then you go 1, 2, 3,
clear, pop.
No, you don't
you didn't clear. You didn't clear.
Yeah, it's a metal bed. You can't touch that.
Yeah. Pop.
In other words, I would have died.
And then you would read it. And then you would read it and see if there's a response.
Read it here,
See
but
if
we
there's a
didn't charge it up.
response.
Let's give him another one.
And then, if you need to, you can go up. You can increase.
All right, you're charged. Go ahead.
Increase the voltage.
There you go. Rob, you gotta rub.
Increasing the voltage.
And here's your.
Okay, you just.
Yes, he's cured.
There you go.
We did it. Great work. There was cured.
There you go.
There's your souvenir.
Another Larry King fan.
Very healthy EKG.
It was my cousin. Let's go back to the crew. This is, you know, I can't tell you how this feels like a county hospital. This is,
Well, Larry, it is.
It obviously is, yeah. Even the men's room.
I mean, it's
isn't a
from the
men's
exact county hospital we shot the pilot in, so they...
Yeah, it really is a tile for tile.
I cured him. He had a defibrillation acrophobia.
Yes.
A very strange case.
He's scared of heights.
Did not know it was my, that's right. I did not know it was my cousin.
Right.
And with the shock of seeing that was just...
Must have thrown you.
Intense. George, you really did that?
Yeah, oh, sure. Oh, yeah, well, that was an accident.
It was an accident.
They'd replace, usually we have, they've taken the guts out of those things. And they had one, the prop person had one for a specific thing that we were doing. It was on a low voltage. And I was like, and I did one of these moves and bam, in front of a bunch of people and knocked myself halfway across the room.
Was he right? The live show was easiest because you rehearsed it like a play?
Yeah, yeah.
How long are you committed to the show, Laura?
3 years, including this year.
Alex?
5 years, including this year.
5 years.
As long as they want me, I don't even know.
What does the contract say?
I don't even know. I mean, this is the regular contract. It's probably...
Noah?
This in 3 through 8.
Eric?
3 years, including this year.
Joanna?
This year and one more.
What did I say?
Joanna. It's Juliana, but that's okay.
I know I said Joanna because I know someone named Joanna who you look like.
Oh.
Also, I'm keeping up with 9 people here. I'm going nuts. George, how long are you committed?
What time is it? Is it getting late? I finish out this season. Take it easy.
What do you mean? You're,
Anthony?
You said you were going to do all...
Stop it.
Tony?
I'm here for 3 more. this in 3?
Why are you leaving?
I'm not leaving. I'll come back and do some every once in a while.
Oh, you will?
But I'm just finishing out my contract, so.
Gonna go make more movies?
No, probably gonna go. I don't know. Go.
He's gonna go to med school.
Exactly. Gonna become a doctor.
Let's take a call. Elkhart, Texas. Hello.
Hello, Larry.
Hi.
My question is for Juliana, and I'm a retired nurse. Juliana, do you ever get truly emotionally involved with any of your parts?
With any of the patients that come in?
Yes.
Yeah, there have been times where I've gotten, in fact, last week we did one with a beautiful actress, Sheila Kelly, and I just, on her close-up, I was weeping. You do get very involved in the patients, and it's, you know, sometimes to the point of you have to wait until your eyes dry to do the scene because we're not supposed to be the ones crying.
Alex, will George be replaced, do you know? Will there be a new doctor, a new pediatric
Who
doctor?
could replace George, exactly?
Well, hey, you're leaving, man. Quitters leave, and now we've got to get a substitute.
But you know what?
We've been doing it for 4 years without him.
Exactly. I've been carried on your back for years.
Well, are we expecting a new doctor? I mean, what?
Well, I'd say if there is a new one to come, I hope he's a guy, because I think we're getting quite sort of women-heavy here. Yeah.
It's 5'4" now.
Yeah, we need some more
Kelly was brought
testosterone.
in to become my new love interest.
All the byplays of it, do you enjoy those little intrigues? You go from one woman to another. He has a relationship with him. Now he's with her. Is that all?
You know what?
Because you do a lot of controversial subjects, too. We'll talk about that. But do you like the...
Well, it's nice. It's a nice break from the hectic trauma language that none of us understand. You know, it's kind of nice to just talk English and have a relationship.
Actually, I think the plan is that Jeannie leaves with Roz. For some reason, they've been having an affair that nobody knew about, and
You got that.
we both go.
Okay, Louisiana, I didn't get this. Quincy, Louisiana, another show. Quincy, Louisiana, hello.
Hi, I have a question for Alex. Do they have input into what their characters do? Do they have a say-so, or how do the stories come about?
Yeah, okay, run through me. You get a script.
You get you get a script, and there are rewrites during the week before we start to film that particular episode. And if there's something that you're not too happy with, you can go and talk to the writers about it, and they'll listen, and sometimes it'll get changed, sometimes it won't. When I first joined, I came over here with a lot of stories that I'd picked up from hospitals in London, and I gave all of my stories to the writers, and they've used none of them.
When you get the script, you get the script. First thing you do is what? Look for how big your part is that week.
Count my lines.
Count the lines.
Count the lines.
Count the lines. Then do you read the full script?
Usually at the outset of any given episode, we'll do a table reading where all the actors, including the supporting parts, will come in and we'll
and the
sit
writers.
around. And the writers and the director of that episode.
And the producer.
I read you the other day.
Okay.
Oh, you did? Yeah, I did. You do a good job. I did an American accent.
Really?
Have you ever had a time where most of you, if not all of you, didn't like it or didn't play? I had the opportunity once to watch Jackie Gleason go through a whole Honeymooner script, and he didn't like it. He just wasn't funny to him.
It's sort of the nature of the beast. I mean, there are going to be storylines that you may take issue with, but you have to sort of focus on the bigger picture and know that you may not like it this week, but like, for example, Tony went down a very dark road, was it a year and a half ago, where every episode he just seemed to get more depressed and more depressing. But and Eric did the same thing, but you have to believe that there's going to be a payoff to that sort of storyline sometime where you're going to be redeemed.
And you also have to, I think, trust in the structure of how it's set up. And ideally, it seems to work most of the time, is that the actor gets sick of the repetition first, then the writers do, and then the audience do. So if the writers are catching it before the audience, you know, it saves the day.
More of your phone calls when we return. Also, we'll take a visit to the nurses' station when we come back.
A look at romance and relationships on ER. When we return with Larry King Meets ER, live on TNT.
Pride.
3 things I know about the helmet cam. Number 1, it was gimmicky. Number 2, it never worked. And number 3, you're an idiot.
ESPN Sunday Night Football, 17 weeks.
You know, I don't appreciate being called an idiot. Just because you fear technology, that's not my fault. I've been called a lot of things at this table, but an idiot will not be one of them.
ESPN Sunday Night Football, coverage begins at 5:15.
NFL sponsored locally by Terry York Honda on Creekside Road in Valencia.
As we have already said, ER deals with issues of life and death. But as riveting as the plots are, it's the people tangled up in them who hold the audience's interest.
Anybody need a surgeon?
He will, if we bring him back.
Episode after episode, the cast of ER breathes life into a remarkable collection of characters.
Would somebody shut that guy up?
You want romance that's gone from soured...
You want to screw firemen? Fine.
...to sizzling... ...to uncertain...
You guys are going to be very happy.
Check out Dr. Doug Ross and Nurse Carol Hathaway.
I know that may come as a shock, but a relationship is give and take. Two people as equals, and right now I need something.
Then there's the bond between Ross and Dr. Mark Green, true blue buddies, but they don't always see eye to eye.
Wait, poor Doug. Your father, did he come into your room in the middle of the night, throw up on your bed, pass out? Did he do that? Did he leave you in a hallway in Atlantic City while he screwed some hat check girl, Mark? Did he do that?
Both Ross and Green have tangled with Dr. Carrie Weaver. Come to think of it, she's been at odds with just about everybody.
Carol, what are you doing here? I'm trying to help. You know, I think we got it. Why don't you take a little break?
Jeannie Boulay used to be involved with the often difficult Dr. Peter Benton.
So if you tested positive, you would have quit?
In a minute.
But you didn't test positive, did you?
He's currently linked with another surgeon, Dr. Elizabeth Corday.
What about you? You on call tonight?
Get a fasciotomy. After that, I'm free.
I could do with some debriefing.
Benton's also served as medical taskmaster for the up-and-coming Dr. Carter.
You know, I'm not your student anymore.
I know that.
And you can treat me like any other colleague.
You're not a colleague, you're an intern.
For 3 years, I did everything you asked of me and more. I deserve your respect because I earned it.
And you threw it away.
No, ER's actors and actresses aren't doctors or nurses. But when it comes to medical and emotional trauma, they sure know how to play them on television. Okay, Gloria, where are we?
We are at the nurses' station.
Nurses' station.
That would be. We have signs everywhere to let us know where the hell we are.
And your role here, you would be, this is an actual application to get in, right?
Yeah, this is an application to get in. Actually, none of us would be here doing this kind of job.
That's right, it would be
we're
someone of
doctors.
a different level. You're all...
Yeah, nurses and physician's assistants.
Then you get this famous thing.
You have this thing.
Her name's on it already.
Yeah, of course it is. We were expecting you. So we have to put it on like this. You see, you can tell I'm not a nurse because I have no idea where the whole...
You don't know what you're doing, do you? Does anyone know what they're doing? No, we can't fix
Oh, sweet. I think you should go to another hospital.
It says, oh, my doctor is Dr. Green.
Yes.
I'm
He's
in
a very
maternity
good
care?
doctor.
What's
Yes,
that care?
I think you're with child.
We do everything around.
I'm with child. Does it, having HIV, playing that, do you know people with it?
I do. I think everybody kind of knows, if not.
I mean, does that help you play it, though?
It does, yeah, but I think it's bigger. The story's bigger than the HIV. You know, it's about her struggles emotionally and mentally and spiritually, and I think, you know, it wouldn't necessarily have to be HIV. So it kind of broadens. It can reach everybody.
And did research say that an HIV nurse could work in a hospital?
Yes.
Do we know that a doctor could work?
Actually, that was part of the storyline last year where there was a situation with Jeannie and Weaver about Jeannie thinking that she got fired because of her HIV status, and it's illegal to fire someone because
How
of
about
it.
all these love relationships, the intertanglements, the doctors, you're in, you're out, you're in, he's with her, he's
I'm
with
not
him.
involved in too many of them, and I'm looking for some dates.
Carrie needs a little action.
What do you think of them?
Well, those
are good.
Yeah,
No, she's whipsaw.
I'm having a great time with Peter Benton, I have to say.
He had that operation. right? So he's totally like...
Yeah, and I
Totally
found
like
out
what?
Well, you know, the dog person that George had.
Yeah, no, he didn't need it. He's got size 14 shoes, do you realize?
Does one have something to do with the other?
Well, apparently, yeah.
Is this as close as, would this, if I were in the nurse's station in the county hospital, this is just what it looks like? The bed's behind the head
It's
of people.
very
This- I
accurate,
noticed
and
the
there's a real
applications.
chart. It says,
It's a real
please-
admission.
Yes. It says, please check the type of accommodation you prefer.
Private, semi-private,
We're going to
or
put
ward.
you in the ward, baby.
Yeah.
You're in the ward.
Put me with someone who can put this on, baby. This realistic ER, they can't put the admitting
We
bracelet
never
on.
do that. That's not
That's
my
right.
job.
Other
Listen,
people.
give us a syringe and we'll be able
Other
to inject you.
Would you like something different done with your character?
Oh, I think I love my character, and I love the way that she came onto the show with a real, you know, bang and created a lot of havoc. I love her. But we are slowly getting into her personal life, and I think that'll be good, too.
You want more out of yours?
More out of my
But
personal life?
You got size 14. What do you want?
Yeah, exactly. I don't think I could handle it anymore. No, I'm quite happy the way the character's going at the moment. Yeah, and she's now in this season. She has to be an intern in order to stay in the States because she was her sponsorship was
So we
stopped.
have hills and valleys.
Yeah, hills and valleys. Yeah.
And since you have HIV, but you're contracted for how many years?
She's not dying on the show from
She's
that.
not going to die,
I promise
right?
you that.
Now
Absolutely.
with the years they got committed in you, you ain't going
Totally.
to die.
The big change is just more fun for her.
We'll head back, ladies.
Okay.
Thank you.
This is funny. They got my name. They got my admission. They got the right date. They got the doctor.
What about your birthday?
Don't have my
That on
birthday. I'm eligible for Medicare.
Oh,
though. You go that way, I'll
All
meet
right,
you
we'll
around
meet
here.
you around there.
Okay, explain this to me, folks. Why couldn't they... Juliana's shaking her head. Why couldn't they put this on?
Now I'm finally appreciated.
No, you don't
Finally appreciated.
Yeah, but you don't have the
You
little
see?
clip.
No, I don't have the machine with me. Got out of that one.
Aren't you embarrassed?
Well, that's actually why we have such a good prop department, because the prop men get that all on the actors when they come to the set.
See, Kelly? Were you ready to do this?
I could never handle that. Ever. Lucy can't do anything yet. She just learned how to do an IV on a dummy arm. That's it.
Back to the calls for the cast of ER. Their 5th season debuts Thursday night. And, of course, all the reruns are now on TNT nightly at 7 o'clock Eastern and Pacific time. Staten Island, New York, by the Verrazano Bridge. Hello.
Hi. I'd like to ask Gloria a question. I'd like to know how she personally feels about playing a woman with HIV.
How do I personally feel? I feel like it's been a really great challenge, and I think it's helped to make some changes about people's perception of people living with HIV and who gets it, and how it involves, you know, how it affects their work and their personal lives. So I feel pretty much everything about it. I have felt really passionate about it. I felt really sad about it. I felt really proud about it. So.
Racine, Wisconsin. Hello.
Hi, Larry. This is Robin. May I talk to Juliana?
Sure.
Hi. Hi, Juliana. You're so beautiful, and I was wondering, are you taken in real life, or do you get to have a real sizzle with George?
Do I get to be with George in real life? Is that the question?
That's the question.
If she wants to.
Wait a minute. It's a sidebar story here, right? I'm on to something. Are you and George and...
George and I have a wonderful relationship on this show, but it's strictly on this show. I am taken as he is taken in real life, so no, our relationship remains in the hospital.
Is there, given the fact that you each have your own, is there a detraction, though? Would the cast admit that there's something going on? Not actually going on, a kind of a chemical.
Well, there's a thing we do in the trailer every time before. I don't think we're not really at liberty to talk about it. That could get us in trouble.
When they deal, Eric, with controversial topics, and which they do on this show, they get into lots of areas that's why you want a Peabody. Is that at all difficult for you? Have you ever complained about anything they got into?
Well, I think, you know, we don't look at it as, I don't think we separate it as this is a controversial story. I think it's
You do a lot of it.
No, what I'm saying as the actors and as the writers, I think we we're trying to approach it as honestly as possible, and we're just trying to do the best job. We don't separate and say, okay, this week we're going to be controversial. I think the commitment is to try to be honest no matter what the subject matter is or the moment we're playing.
Our inside look at ER continues shortly. We'll also be taking a lot more of your phone calls. Don't go away.
More with the award-winning cast when we return with Larry King Meets ER, live on TNT.
Show on television.
Why settle for a little of something you love when you can have a lot more?
With Larry King Meets ER, live on TNT.
Welcome back. We're on Warner Brothers, Stage 11 in Burbank, California, home of the television hit ER. You can now see ER 5 nights a week, Monday through Friday at 7 p.m. Eastern and Pacific here on TNT. Here with me live is Anthony Edwards, George Clooney, Eric LaSalle, Noah Wyle, Juliana Margulies, Gloria Rubin, Laura Innes, Alex Kingston, and Kelly Martin. You need reasons to tune in? Hey, watch. ER is a television rarity. A critical hit and a rating smash. ER has its quiet interludes.
I thought what you did was a heroic thing.
But the show's usual operating mode is intense. The members of the ER ensemble are very human.
I just wanted to see you last night.
Me too.
There are scenes when they're in each other's arms and at each other's throats.
That's a lot of crap, Mark. You wanted to know, and you found out. It was completely unethical.
Oh, you want to talk about ethics? How about you lying to me?
But when it comes to the crunch, they're a team.
Carter, clear out all non-critical patients.
Sure, there are times they fail.
We were unable to save him.
More often, they save lives.
Is that a blip? Recharging.
ER started taking chances from day one and never looked back.
People come in here and they're sick, dying, and bleeding, and they need our help.
Most of the action takes place inside Chicago's County General Hospital, of course.
Buddies to drop him off.
Order friends 4.
But there have been memorable sequences outside that setting, too.
I'm gonna get you out of here, all right? I promise you that. You gotta do me a favor, okay? You gotta trust me.
You want a prescription for compelling plots involving complex people? This is the place to have it filled. Back to your phone calls for the cast. Terre Haute, Indiana. Hello.
Hello. I just wanted to say that I really enjoyed the show. It grips my attention the whole hour long. My question is for Laura Ennis. Do you get praises or criticisms about the realism on the show from actual ER trauma centers? And what are some of them, if you can tell us?
Good question, yeah.
In my experience, when I've gone to a hospital to observe, we get a lot of compliments, which is very nice. We have 2 doctors who are on set with us who do sort of the choreographed movement, and they work very hard to make sure that what we do is realistic. So in our experience, we get a lot of pats on the back, which is nice, because it's really very important to us that it looks as real as possible. And when you make a mistake, you feel like such a geek. So it's nice to do.
Ever get complaints, Tony, where someone says that you missed on this show? That's not the way it is.
There's been such support from people. The most complaints that I've ever heard is that sometimes we compress the action. We have to make things happen. We intubate people, putting the tubes in the mouth, a little quicker than you can actually do it. Yeah. So they respect the fact that we're doing it all accurately, but the truth is we compress time in our actual...
Well, it would take an hour.
Yeah,
you're not going to...
We'd have to.
Santa Fe, New Mexico. Hello.
Hi, Larry. My question's for Eric. First of all, I'd like to say congratulations to the success of the show, and also one of the reasons why I think this show is set apart successfully to other medical shows is because it's so realistic. What I'd like to know, Eric, is what new things are going to be happening this new year that are going to be very controversial.
What's coming, Eric?
What's coming? We're never at liberty to give away too much, but
we'll give away.
I think in general, you know, it's really, Laura touched on it earlier. It's really, we've shown a lot of the medical stuff. Right now, I think we're really exploring with most of the characters personal challenges and how these people, we've seen them succeed when they've been medically challenged and, you know, with catastrophes, etc. And I think now it's really how well they survive when they're challenged personally.
Anyone add to that? You agree, Juliana?
Yeah.
That's where we're going?
Yeah.
West Warwick, Rhode Island. Hello.
Hi, everyone. My name is Kathy, and my question is for Anthony Edwards. I know you've directed a few episodes of ER. I want to be a director, too, so I was wondering what kind of difference was there between acting and directing an episode? Also, what was it like to direct your fellow cast members?
Well, that's, I mean...
They hate him.
I mean, if you are lucky enough to direct, I hope you're lucky enough to work with people like this, because the truth is, when you have actors that work this well and communicate this well and writers that are writing this well, it makes the director's job really easy, because you're just free to visually play, but you have so much already there in talent and just, you know, I can't say enough about the group of actors that are in this room and
you
the
direct
writers
yourself too?
Yeah, but just alone when I'm, you know, it's illegal in some places.
Anyone else want to direct?
Yes,
Nobody?
Laura does. Admit it.
Laura, you want to direct?
I've sort of been thinking about it and trying to learn, and it's a great place to learn. And Eric is a director. He's directed a number of.
George, you have no desire?
I really wanted to. No one wants me to. No, I have no
Well, would they let Eric? If no, if you came over and said, "I'd like to," said to the producer, "I'd like to."
I don't know what the. I don't know how well that would be received.
Reno, Nevada. Hello.
Hi, Larry. How are you doing?
Fine.
How's everybody doing?
Good. Well, we're in a hospital, but we're doing well.
I have a question for Noah.
Go ahead.
I know you did the live episode last year. I enjoyed the interviews afterwards. You all seemed so relieved. I was wondering if there's plans for a live episode this season.
I don't believe so. No, I think that was something that we did once to break up the monotony of coming back at the beginning of the 4th year and give us something to joke about and talk about over the course of that year, and it certainly served that purpose. I don't know whether or not we're going to do another sort of stunty show like that again, but if we
was
find...
stunty, you think?
Well, you know, the original idea came from George, and it was really an homage to what you were talking about later, which was the old Playhouse 90s, which was a way of taking that fourth wall that's always between the performers and the audience and completely eradicating it, making you feel like you really are a fly on the wall, even more so than normal in our show. So in that respect, I don't think it was gimmicky, but to a certain extent it is. Coming back
Did
live.
anybody not like it?
That was great. I had a hard time with it, but I liked it once we did it. But the idea of it, I didn't like, because I felt it took us away from what these characters represent to our audience, and I didn't want to cross that line.
That's just you're scared to death.
Andy, Michigan. Hello.
Hi, Larry.
Yeah, hi.
This is for George.
Uh-oh.
Hi, George. My name is Sherry.
Hi, how are you?
I'm pretty good.
Good.
I was just wondering, do you have a favorite episode, or is there one that really touched you somehow?
I really like the Gilligan's Island episode. We haven't quite done. Yeah, there's one in particular, I think, and I can say it kind of candidly because I was barely in it. There was an episode called Love's Labor Lost that I think Tony should have won the Emmy for, which was where a mother in giving birth ends up dying, and it a lot of times the show kind of is episodic and it goes over a period of time. This was a show that stood sort of on its own, and it has been by many critics talked about as one of the best shows ever in television. I will agree. I think it's, and I can literally say it because I'm barely in it, so I can say it kind of objectively. I've seen it 5 or 6 times, and every time I see it, I think it's the best television I've ever seen.
It was phenomenal. Absolutely. I remember when I watched when I watched the first time I saw that episode, without me even knowing it, by the end of it, I was in the corner of my couch with my knees up to my chest, like, so it was, I wasn't even in that episode, and I was totally like, oh my God.
Have anyone that jumps at you, Alex?
Oh.
Anyone?
No.
The pilot is still my favorite because
maybe one of the best pilots ever done.
Well, because we were, like Tony said earlier, you know, we all read a script and said this is a good script, We had no idea what it was how it was going to be received. But the reason I liked the pilot the most is because there was such a purity, and we did it for Rod Holcomb was the director, and I thought John Wells did I think a great job of taking a Michael Crichton script and breathing life into it, and Rod Holcomb let us come in and inhabit these and create these characters, so that's my favorite.
The cast of ER will be taking more of your phone calls when we come back in Kuwait.
When we return, more with Larry King Meets ER, live on TNT.
The best show ever. ER, TNT, 5 nights a week at 7.
What do we have? Can't feel the pulse.
ER, TNT. See it every weeknight at 7, only on TNT. This TNT.
And we go to Cleveland, Ohio. Hello.
Hello, everyone.
Hi.
How are you?
Hello?
Go ahead.
Hello?
Cleveland? Cleveland? Hello?
Call Cleveland.
Come, Cleveland. Come on, Cleveland.
Hello, you're on.
Yeah, I'd like to ask something of George Clooney. Would you like to change anything about your character that you have now?
In this, your final year.
I'd like him to be much taller. I'm the short guy on this show.
What? That's interesting, though. What, if anything...
Could you change?
If you could change about
my
your
character?
Guy, yeah.
Oh, I don't know. Probably that he... I don't know. I kind of like him. I think he's done... he does things sort of his own way. I don't know. I don't know if I'd change anything.
Do you think you would like pediatrics?
No. That I would change.
Aha. You change this
because I'm working with a bunch of little actor kids. You try that for a while.
Didn't W.C. Fields say you never get on stage with an actor? With a kid?
Little like a 5-year-old with a with his water bottle going, hey, get over here. I'm going to shoot this. No, it's a little too much. No, I think I would change that. I think I'd go into some sort of surgery.
On the opening show, Kelly, you have a big part.
Yeah, I actually, I got the script and I started crying because I was so scared. I thought I'd be in maybe 1 or 2 scenes in the first episode, ease into it, but it was kind of sink or swim, and I guess that was really good because it didn't give me time to get too nervous.
Homeward, Illinois, hello.
Hi, this is Laura. I have a question for Noah. I wanted to know, before you decided to be an actor or anything, when you were like in grade school and all that, what did you want to be as a kid?
I've wanted to be an actor for a long time.
Really?
Jeremiah Johnson.
I see. I wanted to be Gentle Ben.
Rabbi Kellerman.
Yeah, I started acting in high school. My sophomore year, I did my first play, and I really knew from that moment on that this is what I wanted to do.
Let's run around. Eric, what did you want to be when you were a kid?
I used to want to be a doctor, and then I decided I wanted to be an actor. So.
Juliana?
I wanted to be a jockey.
A jockey?
Yeah, but then I got really tall at the age of 11, and I realized that dream was shattered.
What did little George you want to be?
A horse.
We set that one up good.
Thank you. I'll take it. Baseball player. That's what I wanted to do.
Tony?
Astronaut, actually.
Yeah. Gloria?
I was always playing the piano and singing, so I thought I was going to be the female, maybe Billy Joel.
Not bad.
Yeah.
Laura?
I always wanted to be an actor.
You did? You bet you were in high school plays and all that?
Yeah.
Alex?
Oh, when I was young, I wanted to be a barrister, but that's kind of like acting.
A barrister?
And, yeah, but I wasn't bright enough.
Kelly?
I wanted to be a ballet dancer, but I was too short, so that wasn't going to happen. And now I want to be a photographer. The actor
now
thing
you
is,
want to be a
I don't think being an actor is the most secure job in the world. I like security.
Really?
Yeah. But being a photographer is really secure, so.
You're a poet.
Yeah, that's good. The home of Notre Dame, South Bend, Indiana. Hello.
Go Notre Dame, that's right. Hey, I am calling to talk with Kelly. My question is for Kelly. You're a new character coming on this time. What do we have to look forward to in your character?
Like I've said, a lot of messing up, a lot of energy. She loves doing this, and she wants to do such a good job, but in that she screws up a lot. I think she's very smart and she's a lot of fun, but she just doesn't do things right. So I think a lot of comedy, which I really love. I've never done comedy before, so it's kind of
You're a lot of comic relief. And
so far, I've...
A lot of short jokes.
Yeah, well.
Louisville, Kentucky, hello.
Again.
Hi, this is Diane, and my call is for Noah. What I'd like to know is, number one is, what is it with the beard?
Yeah, good question.
My second question is, are you going to have better relations with your family this season?
Oh, it's a good question. Well, the beard I grew over the summer and was thinking about how to bring Carter back a little bit differently. At the end of last season, he sort of lost all of his money, and then Dr. Delamico, Maria Bello's character, left with another guy. So I thought, no money, no girl, at least I can grow a beard, you know, and he'll come back and it'll be...
Looks great, by the way.
Why, thank you, Larry. But to echo what Kelly was saying, Kelly is basically starting where I started in the pilot, so, and now she's my medical student, so I've gone from being a student to a teacher, and it just fit with what I wanted to do. I'm actually not going to keep it for the full season. It's going to go pretty soon.
Oh.
I wish. But...
Manchester, Connecticut, hello.
Hi, my question is for Eric.
Connecticut.
Go.
Yeah, Eric, I'd like to know how you feel about the change that your character has undergone. At the beginning of the show, you were kind of rough around the edges, but ever since you became a father and now that you're involved romantically, you've kind of softened up, and I really enjoy this side of you. How do you feel about the change?
I think it's just been an opportunity where you can just really explore more of the character, and that I think was always set up to do that. But you know, I think I came on. This is a very defined character, and a lot of people didn't like it. Some people did, and I mean, I like where it's going. I just want to keep exploring.
How are you enjoying, Juliana, the fame that's an offshoot of a successful television show? Front cover magazines, people know you on the street.
Well, it's a double-edged sword. You appreciate it so much. It's what pays the rent. It's what keeps the show going. So it's I'm very grateful for people knowing the work. And on the other side of it, when you're having a bad day and you just want to walk down the street and cry, and someone points at you and says, you know, what's up with Grumpy? You know, you're in a fishbowl. So there's two sides to it.
Ogden, Utah. Hello.
Hi, Larry. This is Susan. I have a question for Juliana Margulies.
Sure.
Is Doug Ross going to break your heart when he leaves?
Oh, God. You know, I don't know how he's leaving yet, but, yeah.
Yeah, sure. Do you know how he's leaving yet?
Do I know?
Yeah, how they're writing you out?
I could tell you, but I'd have to kill you. I have no idea, actually. I have no idea.
You know how in the pilot, Hathaway died? What came in overdosed? I'm sort of seeing a recurring thing happening.
No,
once
I don't
he
think
leaves.
he'll kill me.
I don't know.
He said he'll come back sometime.
Yeah, I come back.
Yeah, we don't know what they have planned, but I'll be heartbroken as an actor.
How are you dealing with recognition, Laura?
Oh, I think, you know, most of the time I just kind of forget about it, and then somebody says, oh, are you that person on ER? And then all of a sudden you have to, like, smile and be nice.
You like it, Tony?
Do I like it? I like it in that 99% of the time people say, hey, we really like your show. Yeah. And they like what happens on Thursday nights.
That's an affirmation of what you're doing. Johnson City, Tennessee, hello.
Hello, my name is Angela, and I'm calling from Johnson City, Tennessee.
Yes, ma'am.
And I've been watching ER ever since it has been on TV, and my question is for Alex Kingston. I'm a registered nurse myself, and I have worked for about a year and a half, and I was wondering, does the everyday role that you all play as actors and being nurses and doctors ever inspire you to maybe want to take this role or position in everyday life?
Well, I think I'm lucky enough to be able to pretend at this job and to be able to go home and kind of be me and goof up and whatever. I don't know whether... I wouldn't mind having a go, but I don't think I have the qualifications for it. I'm not very good at maths or anything like that, and I think you have to have all of those qualifications, don't you, before you study. I'm fine with blood and
you are?
Yeah, I could give somebody an injection without too much of a problem, but...
Did anybody else?
Same here. I could.
Did you do an injection?
You're squeamish, Eric. You are squeamish. You have to admit it.
But he's got a 14 shoe, who cares?
Kelly, are you prepared that you're about to be very well known? You're on a very, very highly watched, successful show.
I've never worked on a show where so many people watch it. That's actually true. I don't know. I think I'm pretty blendable, and I pretty much kind of do my own thing. And I don't know. I don't actually think about it. It's what you just go to work, and then all that other stuff that goes along with it is.
Did you handle it well, George? Getting as famous as you got? Was that difficult?
Except for the drinking and drugs, yeah, I seem to have handled it. Other than that,
no, in an ensemble setting, wasn't it difficult?
No, I've handled it well. I think all of us. The thing that's most shocking to me, I was 33 when the show started, and had been on a lot of bad television shows, and some of them very successful, and not all of them bad, but most of them bad. And I was certainly bad in most of them. And the shows themselves, you know, whatever. I had kind of a roller coaster ride. The amazing thing to me were people like Noah, who was a decade younger than me, and how he handled it, because I tell you, I would have been in a bell tower with a high-powered rifle at 23 years old.
He handled it better than you.
Not that he handled it better than me. I couldn't have imagined doing it at 23. I couldn't imagine it.
How'd you do it?
I had the benefit of having guys with 10 years more experience around to show me the ropes.
You worked with them?
Oh, I appealed to them on every subject.
Gloria, what about it?
I appealed to him too on every subject. I still do.
People know you, right?
Yeah.
Handling that.
Same thing. I think you know, you appreciate their enthusiasm and their positive things that they say about it, and then sometimes, yeah, you do want to just have dinner, you know, or just kind of take a walk.
George is leaving. Are any of you ever? No, I mean this. Tired of it? You know, the way you say, "Gee, I'm committed. It's good money. It's very popular. I'd like to do a Western."
I think it's the most challenging thing an actor can do, is do the same character 5 years in a row.
And still give it energy and success.
Oh, at least try. I mean, obviously, we're all doing something right. People keep watching, but my biggest fear is coming to work every day and playing the same character and being in the same environment and constantly finding layers to make her interesting.
That's harder to do than a different character every week.
Oh, yeah.
Well, there's no arc. You know, in a play or a film, you have a beginning, a middle, and an end. And when you're on series television, you're just going. And it's very difficult to maintain that motion.
Chicago, hello.
Hi, my question is for Juliana Margulies. At one time, her character on the show was going to take a test to become a doctor. Are they going to follow up on that this year?
No. They wanted to follow up on it 2 years ago when the storyline was that she goes to med school to see if she could become a doctor. But I think it was very important to me that one series regular on the show represented the nurses of this incredible environment, because the nurses really run the hospitals. So it was important to me. They do.
No, you just had a great number of nurses watching the show go,
and the nurses that I had followed around in hospitals, I just thought it would do such a disservice to them. So we decided to stay. She could have gone. She was smart enough to pass, but she decided to stay as a nurse.
Do all of you watch the finished show?
Yeah.
You do?
That's one of the great benefits, I think, of working in television as an actor, is the immediacy of getting to see your work and using it as like a gymnasium to try stuff out in front of the camera, see if it plays, see if it doesn't play. It's a great learning experience.
And I think right now, with TNT, being able to see the old shows.
Yeah, what's that like?
It's actually inspiring, because I think that there's some shows that you go, wow, you know, and then there's some that you thought maybe were greater, you know, in retrospect. You know? But I think it's, I agree with Noah. It's having that thing when you do your work and you can right away see the result and you go, I didn't nail it the way I thought I nailed it on the set, or I did better. Yeah, or I did it better than I thought. That's very rewarding.
And finally, Anthony, we're running out of time. Do you ever think that it's hurt a further career because she gets so locked into this role, so well known, that you don't get the part?
I don't think so. I think that's kind of a myth about stereotyping. I think actors are given a lot of choices, and it's really up to the individual to choose what the next thing is.
You don't think you're typed?
No, I mean, maybe, you know, I can only play skinny, bearded, bald men the rest of my life.
Thank
they
you
don't all
all.
have to be doctors.
Thanks for a great 90 minutes.
Thank
really
you.
enjoyed it.
Thank you.
Thanks for coming on to TNT and be a part of all that. That's it for this TNT special. Larry King meets our ER. I want to thank all of our guests: Anthony Edwards, George Clooney, Eric LaSalle, Noah Wyle, Juliana Margulies, Gloria Rubin, Laura Innes, Alex Kingston, and little Kelly Martin. ER is broadcast on NBC on Thursday nights at 10 p.m. Eastern. And you can catch up on all the action from season 1 every night, Monday through Friday at 7 p.m. Eastern and Pacific on TNT. From Stage 11, Warner Brothers, Burbank, I'm Larry King. Good night.
The best show on television is on TNT 5 nights a week at 7. ER.
All hands on deck. Let's go. Red tag him to trauma.
ER. TNT 5 nights a week at 7.
Oh, boy. Barry?
No, I'm a doctor.
Okay, he's stabilized. Let's go. Someone call ortho.
See it every weeknight at 7, only on TNT.
No show puts you on the edge between life and death like ER.
Could you retire today? What if you did? How can Bank of America help with what's ahead? Bank of America, put your future in motion.